Welcome to Bliss Boss Talks. I'm your host, Jaya Rose, a life coach, speaker, doTERRA team leader, and a mama of two free-spirited girls. And you are in the right place if you are ready to live your dreams without sacrificing your needs. I'm going to be talking to other soulful leaders who are walking the talk, and we are touching on all things personal development, spirituality, and what it really takes to be the boss of your bliss. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to another episode of Bliss Boss Talks. Today is New Year's Day. How fun and exciting. I am seeing everybody's posts on Facebook. Everybody's all up in the energy of declaring what they want. So I thought this would be an awesome opportunity to really talk about investing and investing in yourself. Now, I had a question come in on Facebook the other day about investing in yourself. And it really made me think, this is not just nothing. There are a million offers out there. Maybe you make offers yourself. And I think it's really important to think about where you are when you're wanting that support and you're wanting to invest in yourself or you're ready to, and where your potential customer is or new client. So that's where this is coming from. I just want to take a moment to be really honest with you and tell you I am so happy that it's New Year's and that the holidays have passed. I am a bit of a Scrooge, okay? So I grew up in a family that was half Jewish, and then my mom's side was all Christian, but my mom was Buddhist. And so you can kind of guess that I wasn't given the most structured rituals around the holidays. And so what happens for me is that I kind of don't care that much about the things that everybody seems to care so much about. And because I don't, then I just notice all of the discourse and the stress and everybody's like rushing around. And so I don't know. I mean, bless you if you love the holidays. I just had to be real about the fact that I am super happy to be on the other side and just to be back to normal life. And because it is New Year's, I was going to talk about goal setting, or I call it desires, but I was kind of like, I bet you're already doing that. And the reality is we have an opportunity every single day to get up and decide how we want that day to be, to set an intention and to carry out in that energy. And that's how I live my life. I love the idea of a new beginning. I love birthdays for that reason. But I don't think that it's the best for us to put all of our energy and focus on one day of the year that we're supposed to be different. We're supposed to change everything. And all of a sudden, everything's going to be magical unicorns. I just don't live that way. And so what I want to talk to you today about is investing in yourself. Because if you're somebody who is growing a business or growing yourself, then investing in yourself is probably something you've already done. And if it's not, well, this is going to be super handy. But the unique thing is that even if you've done it 5, 10, 15, 20 times, there's always going to be a unique reason why you're investing now. Why is now the time? And so I'm going to walk you through 3 steps that I would highly recommend taking when you're thinking about investing, or maybe it's even something happens where you run into a Facebook ad or you see somebody promoting something and you feel drawn towards it, but you don't really know why. And then you're just busy deciding, oh, is this thing right for me? Or is this the person I want to work with? When really you maybe didn't do this core work of figuring out, is it even time for me to invest in myself? So that's my hope, is to give you a little framework, some questions to ask yourself and some understanding to have around where you are. So you can ask questions to create clarity, right? And you can be clearer then when you're saying, oh, Jaya, I checked out your Embody sales page and it's absolutely perfect for me, but it's not the time for me to invest in myself. Well, that's really clear, right? Or on the other side, maybe you're really, really clear on it's time, and then you finally go to a sales page and you're like, oh, they're speaking exactly to me, and it's a done deal, right? So let's dive into this. The first thing is, am I really ready for my next level? Am I really ready for my next level? And what happens is when you are super ready to go to your next level and you have a big vision and you want that and you want to create that change in your life, if you do not admit that and take the action and like get really real about it, well, you start to feel uncomfortable and probably get anxiety, and you know deep inside that you're supposed to be doing more, that you're supposed to be showing up bigger because that's what you're called to do, but you're not. And so this is that question of like, am I really ready? And when you hear that, yes, I am really ready. I am really ready to step into the new version of myself, which is going to require new understanding, knowledge, new habits, new support, new people. This is when we start getting into, this is a clear indication that you need to at least continue with these next questions. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you probably will sabotage yourself. And that's what we're all dealing with, is this side of us that wants to grow, that feels the soul's calling, that wants to show up in big, meaningful ways. And there is always the other side that says, nope, you need to stay small, you need to stay safe, you can't afford it, I do in quotations. And that side of you will always be there no matter how many times you invest. I promise you, because I've invested about $100,000 in myself in the last 2.5 years. And there is a process that we need to go through. So being really clear, like that I'm ready and I'm willing to listen to my soul's calling. I'm willing to listen to that voice inside of me that is my intuition, that is my gut telling me it's time. And so first we need to clear that way and clear the path and make a conscious decision of what we're listening to. Which side are you going to listen to? Because the fear and doubt will inevitably be there, and you will have that choice over and over again, as you probably already know. Okay, so the second thing I would ask is, do I have all the knowledge, support, and momentum to make it happen? Okay, let me say it again. Do I have all the knowledge, support, and momentum to make it happen? It meaning my next level. And if you don't have the knowledge, well, that's really clear, right? If you don't have the support, sometimes this is not clear. And I want you to really ask yourself, am I asking for what I need? Do I need more support? Because from what I've found, every time I've invested in myself, found myself on my kitchen floor crying like I cannot hold this vision alone, I need help, I need support, is like always a little later than when I could have realized it. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to break down and be on the kitchen floor to actually admit that you really don't have enough support. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with anybody else, that they're not supporting you in the right way. It probably means that you are stepping into that next level version of yourself, and that next level version of yourself has more support. It will take more support to be that next level. It will take more self-care. It will take more awareness. It will take more practices. That is just true. So do I have the support can be a loaded question, but it is one to get very clear on. And when you realize, and if you realize, no, I don't, well, that is huge. And if you're serious about your mission, if you're serious about, if you have a business, if you're serious about your purpose, if you don't have the support, it's like saying that you have a chair with no legs, a house with no foundation. It's imperative. Hey babe, I hope you're enjoying the show, and I'll let you get right back to it. But remember your free gift, the 7 Steps to Magnetic Embodiment Guidebook. All you need to do is text the word Embody to 444 999. Or head on over to thejayarose.com and download it there. Either way, you're going to love it. It breaks down my 7-step system for embodying your highest self and magnetizing your dreams to you. So simply text the word embody to 444999 or head over to thejayarose.com. And I cannot wait to hear what you think about it. All right, enjoy listening. The next thing about momentum is that it takes momentum to really create something big, to create, well, a movement. Obviously would have momentum. And if you have that in your heart where you're like, I have something so much bigger in me than I ever thought was possible or that I was ever taught was possible, then it's really important to recognize that you need momentum. And that does come from having the support, from going all in on your purpose, from recognizing I'm ready for my next level, and from identifying the gaps. What do I need to learn? What do I need to master to be on that next level? It's so powerful. I did this exercise a few months ago and I said, what do I need to master? And I started putting in my calendar things that I wasn't necessarily good at and started practicing them. And so I really want you to think about this. In order to create the momentum, you're going to have to learn something new. You're going to need the support in order to do it. Okay? And the last thing, so this is just 3 things here. This is a good one. Are you ready? Would betting on me and investing in this program or person help me feel supported and or give me the knowledge I need? Would betting on me and investing in this program and or person help me feel supported and or give me the knowledge I need? So then we want to say, well, if I know I need momentum, I know I need more support, I know I need more knowledge, I need to become a master at these other things. Well, is this person that I'm drawn to or this program, is it checking those boxes? Like, does it just fit? Because that's when your intuition starts screaming. You're like, yes, it does. And then that's when, if you don't listen, you will physically not feel well. Something will happen that will just show you over and over again that you're not in alignment with your true purpose. And I only know that from experience, where we can only play small for so long. Like, we can only hold back what we're truly meant to do and who we're truly meant to be for so long. And there comes a time that if we don't allow that to come out, things start sort of imploding in our lives. And so this is really, really important to recognize, is this thing, because I'll give you a personal example. About 4 months ago, I was in a place where I had gone through a dark night of the soul. You guys probably heard me talk about this. And I was ready to take all that I had learned. It's basically like I kind of blew everything up and then everything fell that needed to fall and everything that didn't resonate anymore fell away. And so I had all these like things. I was like, oh, here's my magic. Here's what I'm good at. Here's my skill and my desire and my purpose. But like, how do I put it all together and create a multiple 6-figure business with this? That was ultimately the question. Because there comes a time where it's like enough inner work. And then there's times where it's enough outer work. And it's just important to recognize those times. I particularly was in a phase of it was enough inner work. And I was ready to seriously put it all together, take action. And what happened is I was scrolling on Facebook. It was like 10 o'clock at night, super vulnerable. You know, when you're like, oh, nobody can see me. Like, everyone's asleep. Let me just click on this one Facebook ad that's a video. And then you get sucked into the rabbit hole. Okay, that's not necessarily bad, but it is kind of funny. So it was Libby Crow, and her video came through my feed, and I watched it. It was 7 minutes long, which, by the way, is very long for a sales video. And she was just talking directly to me. You have this big mission, you have all this passion, but you're sort of just throwing spaghetti at the wall. And I was like, well, that's cool messaging. And then I keep going through the video, watching it, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's talking to me. But why, wait, what? why is she talking to me? And by the end of it, I knew that I needed to join her program. I had never followed her on any platforms. I didn't know her at all. And yet it wasn't even clear. Oh, I know what happened. I scrolled past, and then you know how if you do that, a Facebook ad will disappear and you can't like refresh your page and find a Facebook ad. So I'm going to her business page, I'm going to her personal page. And luckily she's brilliant. And so she was promoting her course and she had a link to the type form. I didn't even see a sales page, nothing. I filled out an application and downloaded the enrollment guide and had a call within a week. And I was not in a position to be investing more money. I had invested probably $25,000, $30,000 into my business. At that point, I'd only made maybe 40. Like I had just this crazy year where I just went internal and was not making offers, didn't even want clients. I really didn't. I wanted to just get clear and work on myself because I knew what I was creating was my life's work and that I was going to go all in and that this is what I was going to write books about and be speaking on big stages about and really sharing this as a movement. I knew that. So I wasn't trying to cut corners, right? I wasn't trying to like just skimp the system. So when I went to her application and filled it out, I kind of thought it was probably like a $10K investment. I had no idea. And I got on the call. It was all stuff exactly what I needed. I kind of wanted to resist it because it was a lot of technical stuff, like building your whole system, building your funnel or your nurture sequence through email and your opt-in and your sales page and your core methodology with your new program, all this stuff that I was like, oh my. But here's the thing. If I don't do this, I'm going to sit here without the momentum, without the support, without the guidance and the knowledge ultimately. And I knew in that moment that if I didn't bet on myself and my future, then I would not get any of the results. I wouldn't, because I would just keep thinking the same way I was thinking. So it's just so important when you feel that resonance. I guess I should tell you the rest of the story. So I ended up enrolling. It was a $6,000 investment and I took out a credit card. I've never done that in my life. I've never researched a credit card and like saw how much I could have on a credit card. None of that. I've never done that because I've always been a person who lived within my means and always had enough money. Even when I was a single mom and working as a personal trainer, I was making like $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month, and I still always had enough. I just always have like been really good at managing my money. And so while this could have been a time of total self-judgment, like, who am I to be doing this? Jaya, you've already taken out so much money to invest in this rebrand and you haven't really been selling packages and what? Instead of doing all of that, I said, hell yes, this is right. This is right. And so I'm going to take out a credit card because I know that I'm going to be able to pay it back because I'm betting on myself. And who do I trust more than myself? Well, only God and the universe. So when I made that decision, I just really remember it feeling so powerful. I remember sitting on the couch with my husband talking about all of the debt that I had accumulated through this rebrand and dark night of the soul. And starting to tear up. Like I remember almost crying actually in total gratitude and happiness. And I thought at that moment, Jaya, this is so incredibly powerful and you will be telling this story from stage. Because if it's possible to sit here with $30,000 on credit cards and take out another $10,000 credit card and invest $6,000 and feel completely lit up, in flow, and on purpose. If that's what this is, which it clearly was, well, then I am unstoppable. The belief that it takes to be in that place, the belief in yourself the belief I have in myself is because I have bet on myself. And because when I have quote unquote lost or had failure, I've never looked at it that way. Never. I always think I'm winning every single time. Now, maybe that makes me crazy, but it takes a crazy person to be a leader and an influencer and somebody who believes in their mission so deeply that they're willing to get out of their own way over and over again and keep moving forward. It does. It's a little bit crazy. And so I share that story with you. It's actually the first time I've shared that story, but I feel it's so relevant with investing in yourself. And notice that never one time in this conversation have I mentioned, do I have enough money? That is such a bullshit question to ask yourself when you're asking if this is the right investment, the right person, the right time. Am I ready? No, it's not about money. Because if what you're doing is about increasing your knowledge and your understanding around your own purpose in life, and whether it's the inner work like what I teach or the outer work, the systems and structures, it's all an investment into yourself and your purpose and your mission, and you will be paid back for that. But you will not put yourself in the position to be paid back for it if you don't take the risk. So there are a few money mindset things that I want to share with you right after I recap this, okay? So the 3 core questions were, am I ready for my next level? Am I really ready? Number 2, do I have all the knowledge, support, and momentum to make it happen on my own? Number 3, would betting on me and investing in this program or person help me feel supported and or give me the knowledge and guidance I need? And if that is a yes, well, number 2 would be a no. But if you're clear on those things, then the only thing holding yourself back is you. And if it's about money, I'm just here just to say, call BS on that. And it's really interesting because when I was going through all of this, like creating debt and putting myself in positions that other people would like not be crying in gratitude over, I knew that it was going to become my story because I had such a safe reality with money that I knew that I needed to stretch myself and really go out on a limb financially and for me to go into my full mission and life's purpose and what I am ready to create a movement around, because it's kind of funny, but now I understand, and I can actually say, well, I don't know, put it on a credit card, borrow it from somebody. We asked Jonathan's aunt to borrow $30,000 during that time before I took the credit card out. I was like, dude, let's ask your aunt. She's got money. Let's ask her to invest in us. I did not care where the money came from. I had no pride. I had no ego because it was not about me. It was about my purpose, which is not about me. It is my job to get out of my own way so I can align with that. And so when I hear people saying, I don't have the money, you have the money for something. You have a will, you have a way. And so I want to just give you back that power and say, it might look like, oh, it's so easy, or like Jaya makes such good money. And, I do make good money because I charge money for what I do. But there was a time when I didn't. And this last year, I hardly sold anything. So I didn't really make a lot of money. And I still was willing to go in on my purpose all the way. That is more the question than anything. Are you willing to go in on your purpose all the way? Is 2019 your year? And if it's yes, then follow your intuition. You will know what it's right to invest in. You will know who you're meant to work with. And it is just about saying yes. And so here's what I want to give you to close this out. Here's what to do when you say yes, because the money demons will come up. Those feelings of like, oh no, there's not enough, right? All that lack. We have the ingrained thoughts and beliefs that we were taught. And most of us don't come from a very abundant household. Even if we had money, most people were raised in this idea that like there won't be enough. There's not enough. And so we really have to work on that. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work to take that mentality into the next phase. We are being called to see what's possible. We are being called to an abundant way of living. There is enough. And there always has been. And there always will be. And so here's a few reframes I want to give you just to start to incorporate into your everyday life. So you're at the grocery store, at the department store, and you're buying yourself something or online. I want you just to start to say, there is more where this came from. That credit card, put it in, the Apple Pay, you put it on, typing in your credit card. There is more where this came from. There is more. Because where did it come from? It came from creation. It came from, it's almost even unknown, right? Like, where did that money actually come from? Well, there's more there. I promise you. So getting into that mindset where when you're spending money, you're actually thinking about it, how you would think about making money. That's what I did when I put that $6,000 on my credit card. I said, this is like me, like I was excited as if I just made $6,000. Because there's more where this came from. So I just accessed a whole new level of abundance because I committed to being in that vibration. There is more where this came from. And then just another concept I love exploring. You could think about this in the morning. You could create a mantra around this. And it's, there is more than enough now, and there always will be. There is more than enough now, and there always will be. And start to believe that. Even if you have other evidence in your life and you look at your bank account and you're like, well, it's kind of not true. Well, you know what? If the feeling of it can feel true, that is enough truth. Go with that. Because you will shift the outside reality based on the inside reality. But it has to become a reality on the inside first. There is more than enough now and forever. Okay. And then the last piece is, this one's so good. Are you ready? When I bet on me, I win each and every time. When I bet on me, I win each and every time, no matter what it looks like. It opens up the channels of abundance when you believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself enough times over and over again, you become the abundant person you've always dreamed of. Not necessarily because of the action you take, but because of how you feel about yourself. It's so powerful. I really hope that this helped you in some way. I would love to know. Throw it up on your Instagram story and tag me. I'll post it in my story. I love to know whether or not this really resonates with you. Feel free to reach out. I do have links below for email. I am enrolling in the Embody program right now. That's right. I have 2 announcements for you. So if you're feeling called to work with me, Embody is my lowest investment and it is so freaking powerful. So reach out. I'll add the link below. If you happen to be listening to this the week of January 1st through the 4th, on the 4th Friday, I am doing a free chakra activation workshop and my magnetic embodiment 7 phases we're going to go through, and we're going to create some really powerful intentions for the new year. So I'll add a link to that as well. It's called the Chakra Activation Workshop. And if you're hearing this later date, no worries. I hope it still was super powerful for you. And I'm just wishing you the best, not only on this new year, but each and every day. So much love to you, and I'll see you next time on Bliss Boss Talks. Yay! Thanks so much for listening and being here. And if you loved this episode, please take a moment to rate it on iTunes. I feel so honored when I read your reviews, and I would love to feature you on the podcast as a spotlight review. Also, find me on Instagram at Jaya Rose, and I would be so excited to share your story into my story. I just love seeing the feedback and that you're listening. So share it out on social media. Share it with somebody who you think it could benefit, because us showing up for other people is what this is all about. It's a ripple effect of change, and we do that by sharing. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time on Bliss Boss Talks.